ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the playground. I am your host, Eddie Llewellyn, and I'm honored to have percussionist extraordinaire, Houston's own Shonnie Murrell.
Woo!
Welcome to the show, Shonnie. How you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm doing great. Thank
Good.
you so much for having me, aka. You know how
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. You're looking beautiful as always.
Thank you. Thank you. You looking handsome as always. I was just looking at
Thank you.
At Twitch the other day while barbecuing and listening to you guys, and I was looking at your picture on there. You know how they have it on Spotify. And I was like, look at it. What the hell?
Oh yeah, back in the day. So people just can know. So I can just tell people a little bit about you. I have this project called 40 Years and Counting, which features Philip and I, and we do some music based on like what we did when we came up in the business. Needless to say, Switch is like a major part of that. And my introduction to Shonnie was through a vocalist that we were featuring at the time, named Andre Seville. You know, hey Andre, hope everything is well. And we flew her in, and let me tell you, I mean, from the moment I met her, I knew she was going to be extremely dynamic, and needless to say, she proved that as soon as she hit the stage. Set up all of her stuff, and she just went to town. And if ever you need a percussionist, let me highly recommend this person. You know, so I mean, she totally brought it. Truly exciting, truly beautiful. I mean, she engaged with the audience and everything. So it was such an honor to have you, and especially by way of that introduction, it was such an honor to have you on that gig. So
thank you so much. I appreciate y'all having me on that. That was epic.
It was. So with that, like I said, percussionist. Tell us a little bit about you. Like I talked as far as like you're in Houston now. You played with a lot of different people, but starting from the beginning, you had said that you started as far as music, like at the tender age of 3.
3.
So how did that come about?
I come from a musical family on both sides, and either you got to be a preacher, teacher, or musician, or you know, be able to sing, or an athlete. So I got the musician, singer, and athlete part. You know, I didn't get everything else.
Okay.
So my mom, I call her a singer. You know, I'm a singer, entertainer. A powerhouse to be reckoned with. You know. So her with singing to me all the time. That's the only way she said I would stop crying. And yeah, I was like, what? She's like, yeah, you just look up at me when I started singing, and she's like, yeah, you would stop crying. I said, okay. Wow. So I began to tap on the piano a little bit at church, and always singing at church in front of everybody. My go-to song was "He Has the Whole World, Got the Whole World in His Hands."
There you go. Wasn't it all of ours? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and I learned how to play at a young age. Like I had to be maybe 5 on the piano, and then you know I'm not as good as you, but if I hear something, I can you know map out the key it's in and play it. So from there, I began playing drums. In high school, and then from high school I went on and I obtained a full scholarship at Grambling State University, being in the band.
Gotcha. Before we go there, I want to go back to like you said, you were kind of dinking around on the piano and all that stuff, and you kind of pick out like your tunes and all that, and you'd sing. As far as percussion, are you? And I hate to use the word typical, but you know, I'm just by it for conversation. Are you the percussionist that you know your beginning was playing the pots and pans and whatever you could like beat on? Was it like that?
You know what? My mama recently told me that, like maybe back in like May, but I don't recall like playing on anything. And she was like, I was always tapping on things, and she had to tell me to stop. But
stop making that noise.
Yeah, stop making that noise. But I didn't know. Like I said, I played piano, then I went to clarinet, and I wouldn't even phantom like playing drums until I saw it like the quint set up in high school, and nobody was in the band room, and I didn't think my band director was there. I thought he was out to lunch, and so I was up in there playing, and his door was close to his office. He ran out. He was like, "Was that you playing that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was just playing." He was like, "Oh."
Now, were you just messing around then, or had you been playing before?
No, I was just messing around. I was on, like I said, I was on clarinet and bass clarinet. So I didn't, you know, I was just playing around And I knew I wasn't supposed to touch the instruments, you know.
Of course.
Of course, you know, band rules 101.
Right.
But, yeah, he saw me play that. He was like, "That's what you're gonna play from here on out." And I was really good on the woodwinds, you know. But he was like, "No, that's what you playing." And man, I went from playing clarinet to being on the drum line, becoming a drum captain, and then I was a drum major in high school.
Wow. So would you say you gave the band director? Would you give the band director like hey, if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be playing percussion? It's like that kind of thing.
Absolutely. We still talk to this day. His name is Devin Parker.
Awesome.
Yeah, he was the one that trained me to be very beastly. I mean, I always had to do push-ups and run and everything. I became like this beast. At some point, I couldn't control it. He had to bring me back down. He was like, "Oh, okay." But my high school was a core style marching band. So I learned from like the Blue Devils and all the major core style bands. But my band director attended Southern University.
Okay.
And I always knew that I was going to Grambling State University, and we were rivals.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was getting me. I understand now why he was so hard on me, because he was getting me prepared for Grambling.
Yeah. So he was a major influence as far as like your beginning musical life.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Now you had mentioned, and I read in your bio that you went to Grambling as well.
Yes. I obtained a full ride to Grambling.
And for all of us old schoolers, we remember Grambling. You sit there and watch them on TV and all that stuff. Get those knees up. Get those knees up. Pound that ground when you march.
Pound it, drive through the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And was that your experience when you were there?
Absolutely. I actually had to call my high school band director, and when I first got there, everybody reports to Grambling. It's a tradition, August 1st every year. So I reported August 1st, and it was extremely life-changing. And I went in as the only female coming in on the drum line, and they couldn't touch me like with reading music, with knowing my stuff, you know. And I just had to make adjustments with playing and dancing at the same time, because it's required, you know.
The only female on the drum line.
Only female coming in on the drum line. And that particular year, for the first time since 1923, they brought in the freshmen, aka they call us crabs. When we first come in, and the upperclassmen in at the same time, because we had only 2 weeks to learn everything due to a football game. Our first game was in San Jose, California.
Okay.
Against San Jose State, so it was a huge game. And that was the most, I want to say that was one of the most challenging moments in my life, because I wanted to quit. I called home. I called my high school band director. I was telling him, I can't do this. My feet would be bleeding. Coming in after practice, I'm like, I'm talking about, hey, I was cut. I'm talking about 8-pack, everything, and they wouldn't let me quit. I wanted to come home.
I got to say, and I'm glad you mentioned that, as far as like being the only woman there and that, and that's been my thing, especially as of late, you know, over like the last few years and all that, because we don't see that enough. We don't see enough women like taking like those positions. And nothing against the women who play violins and flutes and this and that and the other, because as I'm coming up, that's your instrument, and all the other instruments are for men. So for me to see like women that are playing like those instruments now, like, you know, like percussion, and I have a young student now on trombone, you know, a little girl who's learning how to play trombone. Me coming up, I mean, you just don't see women playing instruments like that. So, and I mean, even as far as drums and everything, people like Sheila E., who I'm sure is like an influence with you, you know, and we'll talk about that. But I mean, to see that is always exciting for me, because it's like the music is for everybody, not just for males, and not just for, you know, hey, you're over here, you play this, you play that. No, like in your case, no, I'm gonna play percussion. You know?
Right.
And I'm sure the men kind of like were like, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They tried everything. I'm talking about to hide in my drums, because at this time I'm the first female in Grambling's band to ever play quint. And
okay, say that again. To play
the quint quad.
Oh, okay. Is that the drum?
Yeah,
All these?
4 or 5 drums.
Got you. Wait a minute. The first woman ever?
I'm the first woman ever.
Okay. All right. Love it. I love it. Okay.
Yeah. So they would hide my drums. I mean, anything that they could think of to break me, and I would never.
They actually did that. They actually did try to break you.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But I wouldn't never let anyone see my weakness. You know, in the forefront, I would always go to the room, you know, and cry and say, I can't do this. But my dad and everybody, I have a military dad. I have 2 dads. So, but my dad that's in the Marines, he was like, who can't do it?
Wow.
Like, if you don't do it, I'm coming to get you. So I was like, oh, Lord. I can't get you right. It was everybody, they would not come get me. But everything that they threw my way, like, I was like, whatever. We had to put our feet in the chair one time and stand, like, do a push-up. Like, but our feet are in the chair, but we had to hold that push-up position. And all my brothers, my crab brothers, were dropping like flies. I'm the only one. I mean, we were there for like 10 minutes. Yeah.
And you were there for how long?
10 minutes.
Wow. Really?
In a push-up position, and it was just everything from training. We'll be up like until like 4 o'clock in the morning. You have to get up at 5 a.m. This crazy guy named Terry Lilly with aerobics. Then the Marine Corps come out. They're trainers. So we only had 2 weeks at it to learn everything from the band music to all of the drills and precisions. And then you have the drumline cadences, which is totally separate from everybody. So, you know.
Now, I was just gonna say, I have like this list of movies that I say, like, if you're gonna be a musician or anywhere in the business, this list of movies you must watch. Okay.
Wow.
And one of those movies in that is Drumline, of course. Let me ask you, is it like that, or was that like a lighthearted version of what actually happened?
Well, Drumline is the story. How can I put it? The producers of that movie came down to Grambling like a year before I got there, and they learned about Grambling and began to write the script. The white and black uniforms, the girls doing the one-arm push-up. They added a lot of Hollywood in it too.
Of course.
It's excruciating like that, but on like another level, you know. You have to be, if you don't have your mental state stronger than ever, it's like you might as well turn around and go to the house. It's like the military.
Nice. Okay. Did you witness any of the filming at the time, or was that gone by the time you got there? Or?
No, that was done right before I got there.
Before you got there. Okay. So when you saw the movie, it wasn't like, oh, no, that's not like that. I mean, you saw it, you were kind of like.
I can't even watch the movie because it's just like, and then too, I know a lot of the people that's in the movie, the guy that was, that used his hands, but it looked like it was Nick Cannon's hands. This is like a lot of it. I was like, man, you know, Nick can't play, but Nick
right. That's how I am when I see movies that feature like piano players and all that stuff. Like the movie I can think about now. I don't know if you saw Green Book. I'm sorry, his name escapes me. The guy who starred in it. I recently watched that like last month. Did you? But that's why I do the same thing. At that movie and other, you know, I'm like looking at the piano. It's like, okay, is he really playing that? And I actually went online where they said that, you know, he, you know, studied the movements and all that because there were certain movements, like body movements, that just didn't like line up with like the playing, you know. I'm like, oh, okay, nice try, but okay.
Especially in that scene where he's in the club, like the wall club, and he lifts his jacket, and I was like, everybody.
And that's something we're critical like that too. So it's, you know, it is what it is. So, but yeah. So as far as okay, you went from college and all that. What got you like, okay, I want to make this a career? You know, what was the influence that, you know?
My band, well, my high school band director, for sure, Mr. Parker, because I won like all the talent shows in high school.
Wow. Okay.
I used to have auditions, people auditioning to be my dancers, like lined up. Come in the band room. So my band director did that from high school, and then my directors at Grambling, especially Dr. Thomas and Dr. Nell. I ended up being in a jazz band, which is like an honor band in college, and I was just singing, and my crab name was Sheila E, but I didn't know who Sheila E was. Even in college, I was like, yeah, that's one of my crab names. I was just like, Sheila E.
Man, you're truly a youngster, aren't you? I'm so old here. I'm like, oh, man.
No, you're not.
No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, and I began to perform around like the surrounding areas and open up all the concerts at Grambling for all the major artists just singing. But yet I still didn't put the drums and singing together. So I learned maybe like my senior year of college. I was like, I need to know who Sheila E is, because everybody be calling me that. I mean, I heard the song, but I never really just honed in on her. And got on YouTube, and I was like, what? This is who calling me?
Yeah.
Like, maybe can I put singing in? Can I sing, dance, and play? Well, I know I got to be playing together because Grandma taught me, but the singing, and I started just practicing that with different songs, and they just basically helped me get myself together and with entertainment business, teaching me the business and everything behind the scenes. And that's why I love Grandma so much and the band, because they helped me, you know, with all the movies and the commercials that we were in. And by me being the third female master drill sergeant since 1923.
Master drill sergeant.
Yeah, that's the highest rank position. Thank you. The highest rank position in the band. And by me working behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, they just taught me a lot. And
I gotta say, when I read that part in your bio, that blew me away. Master drill sergeant, really? It was like that. And I mean, you got the feeling anyway when you watch him anyway that it was like serious.
Oh,
but
it was serious.
Wow, that serious.
Thank you, very. It was very. And like I said, my freshman year was the hardest year, that first semester. And I ended up being freshman of the year. Then I went to drill sergeant my sophomore year, and I ended up being master drill my junior and senior year. And people have to vote on that, you know. So.
And obviously, no matter what you may have thought, I mean, they saw something in you where they weren't going to let you go.
Yes. I was like, man, this is amazing. I was blessed, and I ended up on BET, like with a reality show on BET. So.
Okay, and do tell. Come on now.
Oh God, yes. I ended up on a BET reality show, and the thing is, everybody.
You remember what was the name of the show?
It's called Season of the Tiger.
Okay.
And I was a master drill sergeant on Season of the Tiger, and when people don't understand, like when it's movies involving like bands, Grambling was in drumline, like in that actual Battle of the Bands portion.
Right.
The band, and when it comes down to like anything with HBCU bands, Grambling is always,
of course,
called. And if they can't do it, they always move it. Like, hey, call FAMU, hey, call Southern, or you know, they'll move it around. But with this particular show, they wanted to do College Hill, and we were like, no, you're not bringing College Hill to Grambling because you're not acting like that, you know.
Oh, okay.
You know,
now, what does that mean? You said now, as far as College Hill, what was the thing with them?
College Hill was like a college version of Love and Hip Hop, or you know, it doesn't portray a positive message when it comes down.
Okay.
So they were like, you got to come up with something else. So James Du Bois, he was the executive producer of Season of the Tiger. He came down and was like, hey, I want X, Y, and Z. You know, people couldn't sign up to be in the reality show, and if we like them, we'll pick them. You know, I never signed up for it. So they picked me. What? I was like, I'm not about to do that. I don't want to. They're like, oh no, you have no choice but to do it.
Wow. Okay.
So
And you're better for it, of course.
Yeah, going back and forth, and I ended up on BET, and that opened up a lot of. That's when I knew for real, like,
Mm-hmm.
what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So acting has become part of your resume?
Yes, acting for sure. That's all about acting.
You're like, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Dude, what? I was like, this is not reality.
Right.
Make it reality.
Okay. Yeah. So who are your influences in music? Maybe not just percussion, but just all around. Who are like some of your favorites like coming up?
Whitney Houston. That's my number one.
Okay.
Yeah, Whitney Houston. Shaka Khan, and I love groups. Maze, Switch, Earth.
Oh, she said Switch. I caught that, right? She did say Switch.
I did. That's one of my favorite groups.
And I didn't pay her to say that either. I mean, she just said that, you know. So.
Switch, I was like, man, it's a lot of dynamics.
Nice, thank you.
A lot of the music, and you opened my eyes to who was that? It was some song that we played. It was very fast. I can't remember, but it had like a lot of horns in it.
The 40 Years and Counting did?
Yes.
I'm trying to think. Was it Kool and the Gang? Yeah. Open Sesame. When I first heard that song, and I remember that was years ago. I thought, man, if I ever have my own thing, I want to open with that show. Open with that song. And fortunately, you know, so many years later, here we finally got a chance to do it, and it was fun to do.
Yes, it was. I was like, man, this is my joint.
And I got to say, to your credit too, because even when you came in and you did the thing, Shonnie, I hardly had to speak to at all. I mean, you know, Shonnie just kind of came in, and she almost like intuitively knew what was supposed to happen, how to play, how to approach like different songs and all that. So, I mean, all I could do was suggest, and you know, hey. This is I'm going to suggest this, but it's you. I got you, and you came in like totally prepared and totally ready to go. So always appreciated that about you. You were awesome.
Thank you so much. You know, I had to call my mentors, and when you sent me the list, I called them, and I was just like, man, I don't know, what am I supposed to do? Because I asked them how to approach. It was like, do you.
That's it. And that's always my philosophy. It's like, you know, I called you, I hired you, so you play, you know. So yeah, that's awesome. Are you moving into recording? Do you have any like recordings that are out or that you're working on?
Absolutely. I actually just released one of my new singles called Everything. It's on all social all digital platforms.
Sweet.
Spotify, iTunes. You can find it under Shonnie Murrell, and it's like a love song, you know.
It's called Everything.
Everything.
Okay. By Shonnie Murrell. Okay. And you have a website?
Yes. Okay. ShonnieMurrell.com, and it's another one.
Because I want people to come and visit you.
Oh yeah, but you know what? The main social media outlet that I really for real use is Instagram. And so if you click on Instagram, and in my bio you will see a link tree, and you click on the link tree, it'll give you everything.
Excellent. So we had started talking about that. This is before we actually went on, but as far as like the time that we're living in now, which is kind of difficult for all of us, and I have no problem with admitting that, you know, hey, I'm having a hard time with this. How are you coping with the whole pandemic thing?
I have days where I'm okay, and then I have not so okay days. I'm used to performing, like that is my strength, you know. Right. And it's just I try to take it day by day, even though I have things going on like CBD, my CBD products, and T-shirt lines. And
okay, while we're there, let's talk about that. Please.
Yeah, my CBD products. I'm actually with a company called Serenity Hemp, and my cousin. Big shout out to Max Shum 100 and the Dog Pound, and my team Oracle Group, and Eric Williams. It's a lot of people that's behind me with this, and they recently they're getting ready to put out their product for Snoop Dogg and Max Sean this month. And my product will come out next month, Cotton Candy, because I have a song called Cotton Candy.
Okay.
Ooh, don't listen to that.
Okay. I can't wait to hear that.
Don't listen to that. But Cotton Candy, it'll be like a CBD pre-roll. And it's, it's very good for you. It'll taste like cotton candy. It has me, Max Sean, and Warren G on its label. And I was with another company. We had some things going on, and my contract just ended with them. But like the CBD oil is real good for anybody.
Okay.
Everybody to take it.
Very good. So the Shonnie Murrell Experience, that's the band. That's the band that you're still working with, even when we come out of this whole thing. This is going to be your thing. Tell me a little bit about the band, about the Shonnie Murrell Experience.
The Shonnie Murrell Experience, it has been around since 2020, maybe since 2012. 2012, and it's my band of brothers. I have Quincy Cole. You'll love Quincy.
Oh yeah, I know. You told me about him.
Yeah, you'll love him. Jazz fanatic.
In fact, I think he and I spoke maybe once or twice.
Yeah,
you told me about him. Yeah.
And my brother Will on bass. I have my drummer Andreas, D-Beat on drums, and my other brother Antonio. I call him Prince.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And I have some horn players too. So.
Oh, you got horn players.
I do.
Oh, horn players are near and dear to my heart. You know that.
Yes, I already know. That's why I tell you. Yeah. Something, please. But when we all come together, I just target festivals and big events. And when we come together, it's amazing.
I can imagine.
And if I knew that our last show would be in February, we did it in San Antonio, Mardi Gras Festival. So it was really, really big. It was thousands of people there, and I was there headlining.
Nice.
And the person that hired me to do it had never didn't even look me up. I was just okay. I was well, how did you get my information?
Right.
And they were well, we know you're gonna kill it. And I was okay. So yeah, we went down and they hired us for the next event for next year, and 2 events. And they were what you need, hotel room, yada yada yada.
What kind of music?
It ranges from Latin, funk, to hip hop, R&B. I might even throw in some rock because I did some rock while I was there too.
Okay.
So, yeah, and
originals?
Originals, absolutely.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I threw in some Selena and Gloria Estefan. And,
okay. Texas. Yeah. So when you were performing and all that, what are some of the areas that you performed in, so people will know when we come out of this, look for you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I know, didn't you did some things in New Orleans as well, all through there?
Yeah. I actually saw the national anthem for the Pelicans, the NBA game, Pelicans OKC game. But I had a show the night before. That's something, man, Eddie, you ain't teaching me about this now. Do not perform the night before. You have to perform on televised major televised events such as the NBA. Do not perform anywhere the night before, because you can perform the night after. I perform with my other band down there. I have a second line band in New Orleans.
A second line band, awesome.
Yeah. My brothers from they were in the band with me at Grandma. Same ones gave me the hard time.
So briefly explain for those who don't know, second line band is.
A second line band is
a lot of rhythm. New
Orleans style. You have a actual marching tuba, trombones, trumpets, and drums. You don't have any any like keys or anything like
right.
that going
Yeah,
on.
they don't have keys.
No, no keys. I know. No keys.
But trombones.
But trombones though, saxophones, all horns,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just amazing. So I had a chance to perform with them and singing and playing, and then my brother Kirkhouse, he was on the drum set and I was on live percussion, and we were going back and forth during a battle. So people always eat that up, and we had a great time. But the next morning I woke up, I was extremely hoarse for performing for the NBA.
Oh, right. Uh-huh.
Oh, man. Yeah, I just prayed over my voice. I was like, God, please. I was just steaming the whole time and got to the stadium and to practice, and it was so quiet. Like people were in there, it was so quiet after I finished singing. They were like, "Oh my God, can we get you to perform this for the Saints?"
Nice.
And then that never happened. So.
Oh, yeah, of course, everything shut down. As I had said earlier, you know, the name of the show is The Playground. And in the music business, you know, a lot of people look at the business as like, you know, hey, it's glamorous, it's this, that, and the other, plenty of sunshine and all that stuff. And the reason I bring up the name of the show is because, as we all know, you get on the playground, and while it can be fun, there's a lot of bumps and bruises, and you can hurt yourself on the playground as well. And the reason I bring that up is because in your travels and in the business and all that, do you have like any stories where it was like that? Like, you know, this is not good, but this is a learning lesson for me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I had to call my family.
And you don't have to mention any names if you don't want to.
Oh yeah. I had to call. I was in a bad contract, and the people were stealing from me, and it was like it was just bad all the way around. And Eddie, I don't use my contacts, my relatives, unless I really have to. I try to take everything in and I handle everything, you know, like the grown woman that I am. But this particular time, I had to call my people. I had to call Snoop and Max Sean and Ice Cube. I don't know if you know.
Did you say Snoop?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's the circle that I'm connected to through Max Sean. And Ice Cube, me, Max Sean, and Ice Cube, we're blood cousins.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had to call them to get me out this contract, and they got me out of it. And I don't know what was said. You know, I was just like, man, I really appreciate y'all, but it was a lot of stealing and a 360 deal. So yeah, I had to get out of that. It was stressful, and I thank God that I'm out.
Okay. What advice do you have to offer, like, for people who find themselves in that kind of a situation?
Make sure that you have your own lawyer. Make sure that you have people that nobody really knows that you have around you to look over your contract and to help you get out of situations. And don't sign anything. Like I messed up a few times with signing with people. And matter of fact, I want to say three times. So yeah, that was the third strike for me, and I was like, no, I'm good. So try to stay as independent as you can, unless you get like a great deal, like a distribution deal. I have my distribution deal out of the UK, and best deal that I've ever had.
Okay. And that is the thing, like I said, it could be good, but by the same token, you have to be prepared for it to be bad too. Because I mean, like you said, I mean, we all make, you know, although we learn like one lesson, there are other lessons that we're going to learn as you go, you know, and you're going to continually like bump your head, you know, no matter what. So.
Absolutely. And making sure like, you know, when people see your talent, they want to pimp your talent that God gave you. They always want to pimp it for some reason.
Very true.
I think like with the people that I dealt with within the contract, they didn't see me. They just saw like a dollar sign, and
that's right, and that's the nature of the beast.
They had some drumsticks in their hand, and heels on. So I don't know, just making sure you have people around you that can see things that you can't see.
Cool. So as far as like, the future plans and all that, and again, as when we come out of this, your plans are, you know, of course, Shonnie Murrell Experience is going to be getting out there, and you're going to keep it moving. You're going to keep it pushing. So what are your plans? I'm sure you're not thinking like that right now, but you know, when you do, what are you going to be getting into?
Oh man, I'm coming out this thing beastly.
I think we all are.
Yeah, we all are. It's gonna be like, just like, wow.
You thought it was loud before?
Ooh,
you just
it's
wait.
a lot of just wait, and I'm just like, I sit here and I just wait on it. And I have days where I'm impatient, But when I come out of this, like I said, I'm signed under my family now, and that's been really, really good with the CBD products coming in, all the endorsements and things. I'm even getting ready to shoot a commercial in 2 weeks.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, for a major company. So, like I said, there's some things going on, but I need more. So
yeah, don't we all? Don't we all? As far as musicians, we all do. We all do. So, in closing, what advice do you have to offer those people that are up and coming in the business?
To make sure that you have the right people around you, and that without a doubt have your back. No matter how big you get, they won't become big-headed. They can keep you grounded, and making sure that you hone in on your craft. And when you get knocked down, make sure you get up more than you get knocked. Keep going.
Excellent. Yeah.
That's what I would tell people.
Very true. Very true. Well, Shonnie, again, thank you so much for being for joining us on the playground where the players play. And you are definitely a player. I mean, again, if ever you get the opportunity to check out Shonnie, please, the Shonnie Murrell experience, she brings it like nobody's business. And again, Shonnie, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Eddie, for having me.
And one last thing, your website, ShonnieMurrell.com or Shonnie Murrell Experience?
I would just say go to Instagram. Shonnie Murrell, and that link tree will give you everything.
Awesome. Thank you again.